All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, going into another Diablo video. I've only ever posted one, but this is a game that I really wanted to get into, so I've been grinding it out. Countless of hours to be able to understand the game, eventually post more content on it, but leads me to this post. What is your biggest frustration so far in Diablo 4? It's a post on Reddit. There are 1.5 thousand comments, so we're gonna look at the top comments, see how it goes. Also, I have some input of my own just because I'm a level 40, 49, 48. I'm almost a level 50 in this game. I've already put in over 30 hours. And I'm doing it just so I can become part of this community, damn it. I'm trying. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Top comment right here. Honestly, I just want people to talk. Everyone always shows up to these events and just stands and looks at one another. Local chat is dead. Trade chat is dead. Trade chat is bots. Game might as well be single player. That being said, if you hello someone at someone in a Helltide, 9 times out of 10 they're going to stop and say it back. This has been my way of getting parties. So I've been in so far one event actually, or I guess you could say a couple of events, but one big event where there was several players. I've been into the smaller events, but anyway, I've been in one big event, and yeah, I got invited to a party, but that was that. No one really interacted with each other, so I could see how they want a better social aspect of the game, but it is advertised as a single player game, granted with a huge online community, so I can understand that frustration. It's not something that I share myself because I have people to play with, so yeah, but I get it. I 100% get it. You want a game that you can share with others. Top 5 in no specific order. Sorcerer sucking because they messed up resistance scaling, as well as the bad design choices plaguing the class in general. Stash and inventory space, 100% agree. I think the inventory space is the most frustrating part, because when you play hours and hours on end, you're filling that thing up immediately, especially when you do a lot of events and dungeons especially. It's crazy how fast it what is the word I'm looking for? It's crazy how fast it fills up. God, it's such a... Anyway, it's crazy how fast it fills up. And it's something that I'm just like, dude, why don't I have more space? Like, I get they're trying to be realistic to an extent, right? Because you're not going to be carrying all that stuff on you. But this game's already based on some magical shit. So let's just keep the magical shit going and give me an inventory space that's bigger. Also, the stash is not very big. I've already put in half of the stuff there. And I'm level 50, so I can't imagine when I'm 100, probably be putting way more, way more. Reward scaling, or rather lack thereof, in NMS making, boosting the most valuable endgame activity. I'm not sure what NMS is yet. I'm not at the end game. Prohibitive enchanting cost, RNG. Some of the NM dungeon monster fixes. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to understand. Honorable mention though, bad UI. I haven't had that struggle yet. Also, I'm a necromancer, so I don't understand sorcerer struggles. I apologize in advance. Love how the horse looks like he's laughing afterwards. I don't get that one. Even after the XP buff, the level grind is really boring. The loot is boring. Respecking is too cumbersome. Cost time, etc. I 100% agree with this sentiment right here. The XP grind is crazy boring. I was telling my cousins the other day when I was playing Diablo, I said I felt like a zombie for playing hours and just clicking my control. You guys can't see my hands. I'm trying to mimic the... Anyway, I really have a hard time of sticking to the game and not finding myself space out a lot. Something that has worked for me though, this is more of a personal solution, I don't know if it works for you guys. I have PlayStation 5, so I have Spotify going in the background and I listen to it on my headset, and it keeps me up and motivated. Like, music keeps me focused, oddly enough. I guess I just stay in tune with the game, and I just disable the in-game audio. So for that, it's become a lot easier. The loot being boring, I completely understand, because it just takes a long time to find what you're looking for, and that's a pain in the ass. And respecking does definitely take too much time, too much cost. It's not worth it. I've already thought about doing it, but at this level it costs way too much money and too much of a gear grind, which is just not worth it at this point in time. Forced online multiplayer plus no effort to make the game social is really awful feeling combination. I don't think the forced online multiplayer is bad, because sometimes I'll be fighting some enemies and some random will come out and just help me out. I think it's more of a perk to me personally. So I can't relate to that frustration. I actually do like the multiplayer aspect, even if I don't even have to necessarily interact with people. Boring atomization is probably the game's greatest sin, but there are so many deep flaws. When finding yellow feels more exciting than a legendary or even a unique, there's something terribly wrong. I'm a level 49, 48, one of those, so I don't really understand, because the legendaries that I've gotten, granted, while they don't last me very long, I still get excited. But clearly there's something that could be fixed with that, because again, they don't last very long through my leveling. Like, I'll already get a yellow item 2 levels later that is just better. So I get it. I hate how everything in all towns is super separated. Oh my god, that is so true. I hate how small our stashes are. Dude, this is a bar, bro. Everything in town is 100% separated. Like, why? It's just not necessary. Have all the shops next to each other. I don't want to go to the blacksmith, do what I gotta do, and what is it called when you get rid of all your items and get shit back? Well, do that, and then go to the gems person, and then do that, and then go to my stash and do this. Like, dude, just have them next to each other. It's not fucking rocket science. It's super easy, super convenient. It's doing too much in my opinion. So I 100% agree. There are people responding to this with haha, okay, I guess let's put all the NPCs in a row then. There's a middle ground and it feels like a slap in the face. They don't necessarily have to be in a row. Like, the people doing the side quests can be other places, but the shops can be next to each other. That is a thing in real life. Shops are very much next to each other. They don't have to be fucking far apart in the same goddamn city. That's just me though. I quit after 1 week because I felt like I'm working a 9 to 5, grinding repeat endless dungeons. If you play out of the main campaign, the game just feels like a repetitive loop with little variety. I'd be fine doing with dungeons if it didn't require repeat monotonous task. When you couple this with how fast they introduce nerfs and how little build variety there is, I felt the game simply wants me to work towards something that has no power progression, especially since everything scales with you. So I got bored. Yeah, I can't deny this. I mean, like I said, I found myself playing like a zombie prior to me playing music while playing. Yeah, I 100% get it. So, $70 game that you quit on, huh? That's rough, but I mean, it's valid. It's very valid. I know this post is a joke, but I'm just gonna post my frustration regardless. I don't think it's a joke, personally. I didn't see it as a joke. My biggest frustration in Diablo 4 is that all specs uses more or less the same abilities. Like, almost all necro builds use corpse explosion and tendrils. Okay, so I'm a necro. Funny enough, yes, I do use corpse explosion and tendrils. All rogue specs uses imbuements. All sorcerer specs use Frost Nova. Why is there so little variation in the builds? Just look at D3 classes and the variety of playstyles. Not much like that in D4. I'm not looking for the most fun class to play in Season 1. I'm looking for the least boring. Dev said we can build any characters any way we want. Yeah, ... If you want to be super weak and not be able to compete NM dungeons tier 55 plus or kill Uber Lilith, sure. But there's no way a necromancer using blood core skills can kill Lilith at the current state of overpower, which doesn't scale at all. I mean, yeah, I often find myself going back to the same build for Necro in terms of Bone Spear. I look up any other builds, especially when I first started, to try to get into, but everyone and their mom was saying Bone Spear is the best build. And I think to myself, should I go a different path? But with how weak minion builds are, it's really rough. As far as I see it, there are 4 builds for the Necromancer. You got the Blood, Bone, Minion, and what's the other one? Shadow build. Yeah, there's only 4. You can't really mix and match. So 100% valid. Four builds. And I feel like they force it to be that way too, because once you get to the last skills that you can unlock, they all upgrade one specific thing, and that one specific thing corresponds to that one specific build. So it's really difficult to be able to have a variety of builds when the game pretty much sets itself in a way where there can only be 4 different kinds of builds. Again, speaking for the Necromancer, it's probably the same for others, but I just wanted to speak on the Necromancer. Horse far and away. Crazy that's not a day 1 patch with how fucked up it is. I don't understand what people mean by that. What's the issue? I mean, dude, I'm this guy right now. Like, I don't really get it. Oh, okay. See, this guy's a savage because he listed it. Getting off normally has a cooldown to get back on. 100% agree, that's fucking stupid. Getting knocked off has an even larger cooldown. Personally, I haven't been knocked off yet. It gets stuck on everything. Yes, it does. It really does. It's actually not that fast unless you're galloping, and you can't pull through mobs unless you're galloping. Okay. You see, I'm gonna upvote this guy because, dude, he's asking what the issue is, and people are so goddamn toxic because he's genuinely asking a question. They're like, oh, why would you ask a question? If he's out of the loop, then fucking then let him ask a question. Like, come on, man. I swear, people can be so fucking ridiculous sometimes. Gestures broadly at everything. Yeah, I get it, but some people like me, I guess, aren't very observant in that fact. But when you point it out, I have noticed these things and I have gotten frustrated, like this guy again pointing out. The cooldown is stupid. I have gotten frustrated at that. I didn't think of it at the top of my head, but it is 100% true. Haven't been knocked off. But these two are so accurate. It does get stuck on fucking everything. And it really doesn't feel that fast. It feels faster than me on foot, of course, but I'm always just kind of spamming R2 until the cooldown comes back. I definitely think that... Whoa, is this a PC bug? On console, my horse has never been stuck. Dude, on console, my horse has been stuck for sure. But getting back to what I was saying, I don't think that there should be a cooldown on the galloping. I think he should just be able to do it constantly, let people play the game at a faster pace. It's too slow otherwise. Also, getting in a dungeon without a horse for me is pretty fucking annoying. Like, dude, I get it that they don't want you to just skim through everything, but I'm in a state of I don't give a fuck when it comes to the dungeons. That, yeah, let me get on my fucking horse, dude. And if that's something that we can get later on by, let's say there's an upgrade system to the horse, sure, I'd be cool with that. But at some point, I feel like I should be able to get on my horse in a dungeon. Give him armor, he'll take some hits. Like, come on, dude. It's a fucking mystical magic game. Like, let me do all these mystical magic things. Okay, that is a lot to take in, so this will be the last thing we do. Controls. How could Diablo have less intuitive PC controls in relative to the last Okay, so PC, I don't play. PC players maybe share the sentiment, but yeah. Mounts, aka the horse. How could Lost Ark do this better? Yeah, again, after reading that other comment, the horse does have its issues. Copy D3 builder spender skill system. This is a lazy game design and a cheat for balancing your game. Not trying necessarily to agree. I think the Diablo 3 system was better. Or different, I should say. And better. I actually do like the Diablo 3 system a lot. Aspects are indistinct in inventory. Yes, that is very true. What art director thought this was good? That is true. That is very true. Reused and repeated bosses. Disgraceful. Again, HO2 are other games in the same genre with lesser budgets and smaller devs. Teams dusting Blizz / Diablo here. Yes, there are a shit ton of repeated bosses. I'm gonna have to agree with that. I've seen a lot of the same bosses in a lot of side quests and dungeons. Limited enemy variety, as above, so below. Very true. You know, all these are freaking valid, man. I mean, again, I don't play PC, so I can't speak on the first one. But all these other ones are very valid. Uninteresting encounter layering. Most enemies do nothing. They have a basic attack and sometimes a wind-up attack. All bosses use the same patterns. 1,000% true. This one would probably be higher up for me. Very, very, very stale when it comes to their moveset. Limited build options. The entire skill system is built around a definite manner. I wish the devs intend HOTA. I know it says which, but I'm guessing it says wish. Anyway, intends a HOTA barbarian to play, a frost sorcerer. This is lazy and more bad game design taken from Diablo 3. Yeah, there are limited build options. TLDR, limited build options. Meaningless equipment. What does it matter if my Necro is equipping a sword or staff? If it means nothing to gameplay, it doesn't belong in your game. I think we're critiquing a bit more there, but it does make sense. Nothing more to say to that. I think this one's definitely nitpicking a lot more. Lack of basic social tools. So this is a thing that's repeatedly come up on here. People would definitely want to interact better. Chat is limited. Group finder non-existent. Guild activity is limited. Console emote wheel is disgraceful. That is true. It's fucking stupid. It's just annoying to interact with. The UI on that is really bad. Why make the game cooperative if the game doesn't robustly support the means to play and communicate with each other? Those are my gripes. This game is a lot of fun, but the design culture of Blizzard, I bet, was such that the devs only played their own games. Yeah, I would say this is on the money of really just a lot of frustrations, right? Mount, the skill system aspects are very much similar. It's very hard to tell apart. You have to read it before you can know which one you're looking at. Definitely reused and repeated bosses. 100% limited enemy variety. Uninteresting counter layering, aka enemies do the same attacks. Limited build options and meaningless equipment. And last, but most importantly, at least from what I've seen, is lack of basic social tools. So I feel like those are things that the game can improve on 100%. I've had some fun with this game. Honestly, I feel like I've more so told myself I want to grind so that I can post Diablo videos, because I know that it's a super, super popular game out right now. And since I'm a pretty active gamer, I don't want to miss out on anything too fun. So I plan on getting to level 100, playing the game more, you know, seeing what they come out in season 1 and the patch notes and how they fix this game more and more and more. But the campaign is lackluster for me. It just feels like a chore more often than not. Like getting that horse, I feel like it took way too long to get the horse. Like the horse should have come way sooner, because I was grinding earlier and I'm like, dude, why is it taking me so long? I'm a level fucking 30. I don't have a horse. I had to be a level 32, level 33 to get a horse for the first time. And even then, the horse, now that you mention it, yes, does have issues. The cooldown should not exist. Just how it is in the town when there's no cooldowns, the cooldown should not exist. But that's just me. But seeing a lot of the community's frustrations, I think most of them are very valid. And I actually agree with almost all of them. There was a couple where I was like, nitpicking a bit too much, or I can't really relate to it. But that's just, again, my opinion. What do you guys think? What are your frustrations with the game? As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. This is All We've Been Different. And we out.